If you are not preparing for this moment, you are truly going to be caught off guard. But I want to start out by saying this. This is nothing new under the sun, nothing to fear, nothing to protest about, nothing to panic about. It's one of the biggest tricks played on humanity. Now, this is just my opinion. This is just my own education. You should not make any moves based on what I'm saying. Personal opinion is the problem. You need to go deep to the origin of what you're listening to, what you're parroting. You need to understand the origin of your doctrine, everything that you are believing. I don't have the answer for you, but I do know that my life is radically transformed since 2020. So what I'm starting to do is be more directive on the exact things that I'm doing. I don't know if it'll work for you, but it's worked for me and my family and over 7,000 warriors worldwide. Number one is there is no invisible enemy. There's no reason to go protest against darkness, because where your energy flows, energy goes. So if you constantly keep trying to fight an invisible enemy, not understanding in the beginning is the end, and in the end you'll find out it was in the beginning, it's one of the biggest tricks played on humanity. Humans think that they fight this thing outside of them. If they blame the world by attacking darkness on the outside, that it will fix the inside, that is the trick. There's three things we can control. Your thoughts is what you think. Your actions are what you do. Your emotions are how you react to situations. So let's just play a game for just a moment. If there was this invisible enemy, this guy in the sky, gal in the sky, controlling every move you make, if there was that, what would you control? You would control my emotions. Because if you can control a person's emotions and how they react, you can mess with their thoughts. And if you mess with their thoughts, you can control their actions. Emotions create motion. So the number one rule is don't comply to bullshit. Go to the origin of what you're hearing. Yes, I believe there is going to be more lockdowns. Yes, I believe there's going to be a massive pullback in the monetary system. Yes, crazy things are going to happen in the physical world. They're going to radically transform the way you think, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you bank, the way you interact. This is nothing new under the sun. What doesn't have to change is you. The key to mastery is to transmute this darkness into light, and that's what we're here to do. You're here to take this chaotic energy and transmute it. That's what I did over the past 4 years. I stopped fighting an invisible enemy. I stopped blaming the president for my problems. And I started to take all the darkness inside of myself, and I worked harder on myself than I do anything else. So number one is personal development. I make sure that my fitness is on point. I make sure that my eating's on point through fasting. I don't diet. I eat nutritious foods. Do I eat shitty food sometimes? Absolutely. But when in doubt, I fast it out. So I have a high intensity training program. I use a sauna every single day. I make sure that I'm self-developing on a daily basis. Because remember, the ether is your nervous system. When Jesus was asked, who's the prince of the earth? They said the devil, or he said the devil. So the further you get away from your nervous system, the more disconnected you become from your soul, giving it to the world. I'll give you specific examples. The more disconnected you become from your emotions, and the more emotional you are, the more that you can control your thoughts, the more they control your actions. So if you wanted to fix everything in the world, you would fix yourself and you would fix your thoughts and your actions, therefore controlling your emotions and taking sovereignty back of your life. So fighting an invisible enemy isn't going to give you sovereignty. Going against the government isn't going to give you sovereignty. The very things we're fighting about were designed by the left and right to get us to fight. Because remember, there's only three things you can control. So let's go back to the nervous system. So if you create a fasting protocol and eat nutritious foods, you're doing high intensity training, maybe some yoga, meditation, whatever works for you, or walking out in nature, you're now reconnecting back to source, which is oneness with God, or whatever you call it. I call it God, oneness, source. So that's the foundation, your ether. From the foundation, you start to build. We make our financial decisions based on the ether and reprogramming. So the next is programming the ether. Because your nervous system, your programming within the ether has been programmed since you're a very, very young child. So our parents and our grandparents just parroted information. They never looked at the origin of the indoctrination, the origin of the indoctrination. So now that we have access to information and the internet of things, that's why the distractions are much larger, because we can actually study the origin of what we're learning. There's a reason why they stopped teaching us history past 6,000 years or humanity and made us think that it's just these monkey cavemen and cavewomen that existed. Humanity has done this over and over again. So you connect back to the ether, the foundation, through your nervous system. Once you rebuild the foundation, you start to gain new information. But there's another step that you need to do is forgiveness. You can't put old wine with new wine. You can't put old patches on new garments. The Bible gives you everything. If you take it from an allegory sense, if you take religion out of it, that's what separated us. And you look at the Bible as a owner's manual for a human. Let's do it that way so we can all agree. And you say we can't put old wine with new wine, or we can't put an old patch on a new garment. Well, you can't bring your old thinking into a new paradigm. We can't use our grandparents and our parents' thinking in this new brave world. And the past is used to keep you depressed, and the future is used to keep you in anxiety, and time doesn't exist. We move through time through experiences. So if you're constantly focused on the past and all the negative things that happen to you, you're stuck in that timeline. And if you're constantly worried about the future, you're pulling that into the present moment. You're stuck in time-space reality. To move through time-space reality is you need to pull the field to you by being present, using the past for good memories to raise your frequency, and manifesting and molding the future through your thoughts. Because remember, there's only 3 things you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. So if you're constantly in fear of your future, like lockdown's coming and the economy falling, you're focused on stress in the future, anxiety in the future, your present moment's fucked up, and you don't realize it's in the beginning is the end, and you're in this vicious cycle and you're going to repeat it. It doesn't matter how much money you make in crypto. If you don't rewire the foundation, you're going to end up in the same situation. So we've now reprogrammed the ether through mindset, physical education, fasting. Then we start to add what's called the 5 pillars of wealth. That's what we've done. We've diversified. We use boom and bust cycles like cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a very speculative asset with no regulation clarity yet. So we use things like this, new innovative technologies, and we do the opposite of the 99%. When everybody's coming in, we're getting out. When everybody's getting out, we get in. Simple. And then we diversify. And we make our decisions not out of emotion, but out of logical circuit, because our ether is intact, our nervous system. So we have things like insurance to secure, compound, and grow us. So we have security in the future in our mind, so we can be present in the moment. We can take bigger risk. We're getting into real estate because real estate is going to be interesting. It's going to be more vertical, apartment complexes, multifamily. We diversified in business. We use technology for good. This is fun. I get to express myself to you guys on TikTok and all this cool stuff and just share with you what I'm researching. And I built 7-figure ecosystems doing that. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And we use precious metals because it's God's money, right? That's God's money. It comes from the earth. It's frequency. So I'm going to bring more messages like this, connect you. Yes, I believe, in my opinion, they're going to lock us down. But remember, you need a shock to the system to move consumer behaviors. Going and protesting when your fucking foundation and your nervous system is all fucked up makes no sense. You think that going and protesting and fighting against an invisible enemy that wants us to fight is going to help your life? It doesn't matter what Biden does every single day. What are you doing every single day? What is your relationship with your higher power? What decisions did you make the last 24 hours? Does that have anything to do with Biden or Trump coming back? Absolutely not. And all these influencers are telling you to escape the matrix when I created my own. Where are you going if you escape the matrix? If you escape the matrix, whose matrix are you going to be in? You're always going to be in someone else's matrix if you don't have control of your emotions and your reactions, and if your thoughts are out of control. So rewire the foundation, reconnect back to the ether, rewire the programming, get back into presence, start to pull your future to you by connecting to the field. Remember, time doesn't exist. You're moving through time. I love you guys. Warriors! Get your shit together. Love you. I will never, ever proactively DM you. Those are all scammers. That's not me talking to you. We have an education academy. Everything I just explained, that's what I teach in my academy. Everything. Go through my 120-day challenge, 5 pillars of wealth, connecting back to the ether. Everything I just explained is in the bio here, or link in bio on social. We also have an insurance team. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I have licensed insurance agents in all 50 states. So if you're worried about your 401k or retirement, or just want to have a conversation around tax-free retirement, tax code 7702, I have agents in all 50 states. We provide solutions. We don't just talk, we provide solutions, because we are the beginning and we are the end. I love you guys.